Welcome to Harvard Center for Theoretical Physics. There are basically four fundamental forces working in the universe. Electromagnetic force, weak nuclear force, strong nuclear force, and gravitational force. Out of these four forces, these three forces are short range force. And this one is long range force. These two forces, weak nuclear force and strong nuclear force, are working inside the nucleus. We know that an atom is made up of proton, neutron and electron. Proton and neutron make nucleons, which is center of an atom. This is nucleon, proton and neutron, and there is a cloud like structure around the nucleon, which is electron cloud. And this nucleon is basically combination of proton and neutron. So this weak nuclear force and strong nuclear force are working in these nucleons, and this electromagnetic force is working between two opposite charges, positive charge and negative charge. We know that proton is positive charge and electron is negative charge. So these two forces which working between these two charges is electromagnetic force. And this gravitational force is long range force which works between two large objects. Gravitational force works between two electrically neutral objects. It means, suppose there is a object 1, there is another object 2, and total charge on this object is 0 on both these objects, then the force which will work between these two is gravitational force. And suppose that there is a net positive charge on this object 1, which is plus, and there is a net negative charge on this second object, which is minus, then what will happen? There is a force which is called electromagnetic force. If distance between object 1 and 2 is short, then the electromagnetic force will overcome the gravitational force, because the strength of electromagnetic force is much larger than gravitational force. That's why out of all these forces, gravitational force is weakest force, and very strong force is this strong nuclear force. What is strong nuclear force? Electron is a elementary particle, but proton and neutron are not elementary particle. They are made up of further tiniest particle called quarks. So proton is made up of two quarks, up quark and down quark, and neutron is also made up of up quark and down quark. So due to the strong nuclear force, these up quarks and down quarks bind them and make proton and neutron. That's why strong nuclear force is called strong nuclear force, which is the strongest out of all these fundamental forces. And weak nuclear force work in the decaying of a nucleus. Basically, if there is a large number of proton or the very large number of neutron, then to reach a stable condition, this nucleus has to radiate some more particles or some energy. So this is called weak nuclear decay or beta decay, in which nucleon radiate more particle to reach stable condition. So this weak nuclear force in the decaying of a nuclei, and this strong nuclear force is working into the proton and neutron. But the question is whether there are only four fundamental forces or there are more unknown discovered force. In the past decades, there is a discovery of dark matter and also dark energy. There is a possibility that this dark matter and dark energy both governed by not these four fundamental forces but another unknown forces. It is a possibility because universe is very big. So it should be more than four fundamental forces working in the universe. Maybe there are more fundamental forces which we have to discover, and through that discovery we can find uh, the true structure of the universe. And study of the weak nuclear force and a strong nuclear force and electromagnetic force is called quantum field theory. Basically, quantum field theory study this strong nuclear force, weak nuclear force and electromagnetic force, and this fourth is studied under the cosmology or gravitational physics. And these two forces, weak nuclear force and electromagnetic force, has been combined to form electro-weak force. Electro-weak force. So these four forces can be reduced to three fundamental forces. One is electro-weak force, another is strong nuclear force, and another is gravitational force. And these two also has to be combined, electroweak force and strong nuclear force. The problem is combining this gravitational force because it is the long range force, so it is very difficult to combine with all other forces. Quantization of gravity is largely unsuccessful. So the research is still going on how to combine all these four fundamental forces, and also whether there are only four fundamental forces or there can be more than four fundamental forces working in the nature.